I got problems here. Welcome once again to Cloud Dancer Speaks, and of course her indoors, which is hiding. Well, well, thank you for your email, Crystal Spirit Woman. I've been racking my brains and trying to interrogate her indoors in there.
Just pack it in.
Trying to find out what you've sent me. Oh, even my guide won't tell me. Isn't that terrible? Abuse, that's what it is. Abuse. Well, I put on a few things on this site you might find interesting. It's a system that I am familiar with, and I've used it in the past very successfully. The things of sound. Now that's what I want to discuss. Everything is around frequencies. Now, we tend to, I want you to think for a minute of a hurricane. Now before a hurricane builds up, it's subject to pressures. And these pressures increase until it comes into a catalytic destructive power. But in the center of the hurricane, it's perfectly calm. Well, this is much like our lives. We're subject to outside energies, and this can cause a pressure. Now we have to get rid of that pressure because it blocks our channels, it blocks our psychic centers, blocks everything, and we become very how can I put this? We forget spirit. That it blocks us from spirit. I hate using that word. I cannot think of a better one. But it blocks us. So we have to get rid of this pressure. The easiest way of releasing pressure is two ways. One, connect with the earth and ground. The earth element will ground you. Now this can be done by taking a flute, going by where there's water and where there's earth. That's the two main elements of earth, water and earth. Air is also a viable thing. Fire, no, not so much. But those three elements you're using. So you sit down by a stream where there's trees. Remember, the roots of a tree go deep. So the bigger the tree, the deeper the roots will go. Oak trees are very friendly trees. Then play. It doesn't have to be a flute. If you haven't got a flute, use something else. It can be a drum. I know a witch that uses a drum all the time to release this pressure. Adrian, I don't know what you did with the tea, but it's horrible.
I did nothing with that tea. I made it look
It tastes disgusting. Do you know, I got a feeling of something, I don't know what it is.
It's something about that kettle, it's peeling off things inside there and stuff.
I can't drink it.
It's about time we got a new one.
Yeah, I agree with you. It is about time we got a new kettle.
It was a cheap one anyway. So.
Yeah, this is ugh.
So you're playing Russian roulette every time you get a cup of tea, it's going to taste like
Well,
that.
I won't drink it then, you see, when it's like that.
Well, I'm sorry, I can't do anything about that.
Sorry about that, folks. We're having a deep discussion about my tea. Our kettle is crap. So, back to what I was talking about. By earthing, you don't wear shoes, for God's sake. Take off your shoes. Be barefooted. Feel the grass beneath your feet. Feel the breeze of the air which you intake. You can play a flute which gives a resonant sound to earth. Or guitar, anything. But it's no good putting on your tranny or putting on your MP3 player. That will not work. It's got to come from you. You've got to be engaged in this yourself. It doesn't have to be a sound that you know. It doesn't have to be a musical score, if you like. It can be just a sound. You know, often I play this, I don't use a musical score. Make sure your notes are syncopated. Also, you'll always revert back to the root note. Now that is a significant point. Everything reverts back to the root. So if you start off with this, it will end up either there or one note up. And it goes back to the root note. Why? Why does it have to go back to the root note? It's the same with your life. You have to lock on to your roots, if you like. This life isn't your only life. There have been many before it. Now, I'm very upset today, so I got a lousy cup of tea that I can't drink.
That's not my fault.
I'm not just saying that. Sometimes your mother even does it, so it must be the kettle. But sorry, I'm sorry. I mean, I got goofball over there messing around on a bloody tablet when he should be concentrating on what he's doing.
I am. There's nothing I can do while that's concentrating on the
Oh, I see. There's nothing he can do, folks.
All I have to do is make sure that you're not on overtime. That's all I have to do.
Now, I am looking forward to Thursday. That should be quite a day. Quite a day. I'm trying to figure out something nice for Crystal Spirit Woman. So, when I do the video, on the next video I do next week, I'll have Crystal Spirit Woman with me, and we can have an interesting conversation instead of listening to this boring voice that can bore the bloody ass off of you. You listen to something sensible. Now, long before the pyramids were created, music was sacred. Well, if you bear in mind that everything is vibration, vibration can destroy or it can create. Like, if I build a wall and I go down to, I think it's level 7 on the tones, the wall will collapse. You know, you've heard of soldiers breaking step going across a bridge. For that one reason, that's why they do it. It'll weaken the structure of the bridge if they don't. It's all to do with vibration. Also, a very high vibration can, unfortunately, give you a nasty hemorrhage. It can kill. So, we have a high vibration and low vibration. So this is the power of sound. Anyone, one of you out there who's got a teenager knows the annoyance and the power of sound, where they're blasting into their ears as loud as they bloody well can. This rubbish, what they call is music. What we call is complete noise and unsyncopated noise. So this is how we can lock on to the element of the earth. Remember, the earth is a living thing, it's not dead. Everything you can see must be living. Even rocks, stones, mountains, it has to be alive. Why? Because there's vibration, sound. There is a vibration, a synchronicity between the atoms. Each atom vibrates. So, if there was no vibration, it would be invisible to us. The eye retina would not pick it up. It couldn't pick it up. Think of the possum. If the possum's being hunted, he'll freeze. And you can walk right past him as long as he does not move. Why? Because the eye only perceives movement. A lot of these people that think they channel aliens, which really pisses me off. They think they're all man-shaped. They've got to be like humans. Oh, Jesus Christ, what idiots. There are many, many different species out there that do not look human. They don't even breathe oxygen. It's methane and nitrogen. High intake of nitrogen. I mean, these creatures, some of them are highly intelligent. Some of them are very hostile. Now the interesting point is, they all have a life force. And that life force you will meet. Some of you had nightmares. And you had a big Uggy trying to get at you. Something grotesque. I rest my case. This could be one of these creatures. They're not... All spirit is linked. All creatures right through the universe are linked. At the center of our galaxy there is massive energy. It's like something unbelievable. I can't even begin to describe it.
14 minutes have passed, Dad.
Everything is energy. A sentient being, well, most creatures, most things are sentient beings. Don't ever make that mistake. A tree can be a sentient being because it's got a life force, and that life force can change shape. It's progressing on an upward scale to become human. Here's one for Crystal, Spirit Woman. The beautiful spider is really progressing up to become humanoid. It's no good looking at the spider in the palm of your hand and saying, you want to meet God? You progressed him all right. Okay. He said I've got to go.
Well, 15 minutes has gone now.
It's roasting out here. It's so hot. It's unbelievable. So I know it's hot in the UK. Enjoy your weekend, or what's left of it. And go for your walks. Feel that sun on you. Remember, that is also produces energy. Vitamin D. And lots of different healing energies. This is not a fairy story. This is scientific fact. Okay, I gotta go. Thank you for listening to me, and having to put up with the noise in the other room that shouts at me sometimes. She's gone very quiet. Say bye-bye to the people, my love.
Dad, it's now past 16 minutes.
Namaste. I'm Shanti.